I started vlogging in 2003, before YouTube even existed. It is with heart wide open that I share with you my journey that has taken me from South Korea to now living off-grid in the middle of nowhere. Oh, you're there. So now I want to sharpen my big saws, my big chainsaw chain. So I need my vise. I took it from the container. I'm gonna put it somewhere, but I'm not sure where I want it. Because if I have it, let's say here, it's gonna be in the way. So maybe it's better to have it. If I have it here, this is in the way. If I have it here, it's better. It's a bit low. And here, I could have it here. But then, so I'm thinking about this. And then I'll do the chainsaw sharpening. And then I'll go cut a big tree, or like one of the biggest. Not sure which one. And just to see how long it takes me to cut and bring back with the excavator. So, okay, let me decide on where I put that thing. So I decided to put it here. I might move it later on. But, so now the chainsaw is ready. It's sharp. So, I'm gonna see if I can put the chainsaw in the excavator. I'm cutting it too short with daylight, so if it takes me longer than I'm thinking, then I'm gonna end up having to do it in 2 different days, and it's gonna ruin like my plan. So instead of taking a chance, there's stuff I can do here. I can do my drawer, I can do the wood box there. And then I can test the welding. So I'm gonna start with the drawer. So that's done. I thought I had this. So my space here is not the same as these guys, so it doesn't fit. I was like sure I had it calculated right. I have it at 20.5 and it's like 20. So I have to cut. Take apart and cut. It's insane. Look at how dolled up. She's all about like Trump is the menace. I mean, they're all lying and they're talking as if they're not the cause of what has been happening with our country and their policies. Anyway, the drawers are done. It was hard to do the handles straight, but they work good like that. It's better than going from the bottom. So I'm gonna refill that. Trump is the enemy, and this is how I can deal with the enemy. But they're not talking about anything that's going on in our country. They're not talking anything about like the
Ça doit être la stratégie.
the things that the RCMP is investigating, you know? Each one of them just want to have their name on who was the Prime Minister of Canada. This is crazy. None of them deserve our trust. Carney is like, we need to build a strong economy here in Canada. Before I go in the forest to try to get a tree, like a big tree with excavator, oh, good morning, goats. I'm gonna do the lights, the grow lights for Divine in that room. The grow lights are right there. Hi, big girl. Yes. Hi, Raven. Miley slept here on her. Oh, don't. Okay. No. You guys don't touch it. Oh, it's warm in here. So, in here. Oh, yeah. It's even warmer here. So, I need, let's see. Okay, I have to figure this out. It's bright. I'm gonna go get Divine so she can see, and then it's easy to adjust with the strings. Yeah, I gotta my eyes. Alright, so I'm coming here to see what it looks like, the ground. It's wet and it's moving, so hopefully the building doesn't move too much. So far so good. It says it's 17 in here. The fans are going. I don't see water pooling. So maybe tomorrow I try to put some bracing the way I discussed with Robert. So now I'm just gonna download the data from the greenhouse and I'll get back to you when that's done. Inside the greenhouse, so for the last week, maximum 37 on Monday. We'll get there today probably, but it still goes below 0. -2 is the minimum, so the red is the below 0. I'm going to cut some trees because I'm gonna need trees early in the season to mill, and if I don't cut them now, I might end up having to cut them when they're flowing, when the juice in them I can't remember, is flowing. I know the French word, but so I'm gonna try to cut some this week, at least to have enough for my post for the barn, and then the rest, then it'll be fine. I will need some to do the fence here, making it bigger, but I don't have to do that. Doesn't matter if they gummy my post for the fence. I'm gonna leave the quad here. I don't want trees to fall on it. So I think there's one there, and then I'm gonna go in that patch a little bit and then see what happens. It's the bucking. Putting the tree down is nothing. It's bucking it. Bucking it means you take the branches off to have a log. That's the hard work. I'm gonna start with this guy I just realized I forgot my measuring tape, so I'm just gonna bucket and I'll cut it to length later on. I want to cut them at 16.5. That way I have 16 feet lugs. I make 16 feet posts and beams and stuff like that. That's gonna be good. That makes a really nice beam. Yeah. Oh, it's pretty straight. Okay. How am I gonna set you up? It doesn't really matter where it falls, but I don't want it to fall there to block this way because I want to drive the quad there. That's kind of what I did earlier, so I can drive the quad easy, not get stuck. It's big. It went exactly where I wanted it, but I need another chain. Even though I sharpened it yesterday, it doesn't cut. It's just like little dust. If you look, it's not bad, but a sharp chain works way better. All right, let's do it. My heart is pounding. It's a lot of work, but I think I have like at least one beam and one post in this tree. You know, I don't know how many I can do per day, but every day that I do some, the better it is. And like fetching them, it's not gonna be too complicated with the excavator. So when I select my trees, if you see this one right in front of me, it's not really straight, so that's difficult to mill, you know. So this one is straight, so that'll be good. This is good too. It's a little bit curved, but it's not too bad. So I'm gonna just do this one. I didn't want to do like a big like I just did, because with a dull chain, it's a lot more physical than with a sharp chain. It's done, but now I'm looking at that one over there and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that one. I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get my measuring tape and do my last cuts, and then because it's like almost 5 now, so we'll see how I feel when I get home. Maybe I test the welder, the new welder. So this one, I've got two 16-footer, so that's good. The other one, I got a 16 and an 8. Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the middle of nowhere. It's warm. I don't know where Willow is. No. I don't want her to do that. No. I don't want her to do that because it can break the gate. It could open, and I'm not sure how Willow would react to her still wearing the cone. Oh, there he is. So I'm gonna go cut some trees, maybe 2 or 3. We'll see. It's a bit windy, but I think I can manage. And I've made a system to be able to calculate. You know, I don't want to take not enough, and I don't want to take too many. And I kind of know what I'm gonna need, the sizes I'm gonna need of each piece. So I want to kind of like optimize my work by only cutting what I need for this project, you know, not over cutting. And that way, whatever I don't cut, it keeps growing, it's perfect, you know. So okay, we got Willow inside for a little bit to give time for these two to be on the big side, the fun side. So now I'm loaded. I think I've got everything I need to do that. That's the plow for the quad. I'm gonna put it somewhere, but let's go get at least 2 trees. Managing 3 dogs is not as simple. So we've got Raven only on this side, we got Miley only on the other side, and Willow is inside. The reason why we have to separate Miley and Raven is because they're playing together, and that's how the cone will break. And if the cone breaks, well, we don't have another one. And even if we had one, if the time between it breaks and the time we realize and put a new cone on, even if that is 10 seconds, if she licks herself for like 10 seconds, we're losing, like, it's been like maybe 9 days, 8 days now that we have it on. So we're going back in time, you know. So we don't want that. We want to heal it like the first. So by keeping her isolated, it gives us a better chance. And then maybe when we go to town next, I'll get a spare one, you know, at least we have a spare one. It's time to gear up. As you can tell, the chainsaw made contact a few times, and that's not when I got injured, but that's where I got injured. Crazy. So they are very essential, if not vital, to have. Yeah. So I like to have them, but it's heavy and uncomfortable, like it gets in the way of the movement. There's always something, you know, that comes in your face, and then the earmuffs, you don't forget them once you've forgotten them once, you know. Now I gotta fill up the machine. So it's my Husqvarna, and I might have mentioned that I don't like them the way I like the Stihl chainsaws. Like the way they are made is a lot more user friendly and easy to maintain than the Husqvarna, and less chance to for things to go wrong. I did not even know that a chainsaw used oil for the bar until I got a chainsaw. And I never realized too how often the chain had to be sharpened, you know. I was a total beginner. I knew nothing about all these things. I had like suburb life kind of deal, you know, protected from all that, those skills that are essential, on that information anyway. My first tree of the day is nice tree, but the heart was a little bit rotten, so at the bottom I had to cut maybe almost 6 feet of the best of the wood, the biggest part, before I got to something that was acceptable, you know. I'll show you. I got 3 logs, so I got like a 2/16 and an 8. So the 8 can give me a 4x4 for sure. And then this is like maybe by 6, 16 by 6, and this is definitely 16 by 6, this last one, but I'll have to wait until I start slicing it to really know, because like if you see that here and that, you can't use that. So this log and then this one, that was the next one, next, and then this. So I think this is very close to be acceptable. If not, I'll lose a few feet, but I'll still be able to get maybe 12, at least 12. So maybe now I'll do this one. Hopefully I don't run into that situation in too many trees, because it's like, that's really, if it was like healthy, it would have been really good. Okay, I'm ready. Let's turn it on. And crank this up to 115. And I put this here. Like that. Okay. Gloves. Oh, I don't know if you saw that, but now I feel like I'm welding. So this is what I did just now. I was traveling too fast, I think. I'm gonna redo that, but travel slower. So I was going slower, but I put a hole, so I turn it down to 100, and maybe because I think the amperage was too high. Let's see if that's what it was. That's my third line, my third stick. Oh, this is warming up my hand. Woo. This is so good. I can weld now. It was it's not me. Yay! Holy moly. That thing doesn't work. And neither did the one before. That's the problem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take them apart and see if there's copper in them. Okay, let's see. That's the first side I did. It's not so good. And that's the other side. Now I'm gonna hit with the hammer to see how strong or weak it is. I'm at 100 amps instead of 85, and it feels like I'm gonna go through the metal, you know. It's like it gets so like liquidy that it looks like it's gonna drip on the other side, but it doesn't. So I'm gonna overcome that feeling, and I'm gonna, because this is what I did on that side. It's better than earlier, might be stronger too, but let's see. That's strong. So it's not pretty, but let's see. I'll use like the grinder and see if I can make it pretty. I had to stop because my ears are buzzing. I'm gonna need like in-ear ear protection because the earmuff with the welding doesn't work, and the fan, the welder, the generator is just way too loud, and my ears are buzzing right now. So I'm gonna go on Amazon and do that. Now this is what I've done. I think look at that, it's not bad, and it's so not bad that it's good enough for what I want. So the rest will come as I practice, but like the big thing is now, all that time I've welded before, I didn't have the right equipment. I thought, you know, it was working, but it was not working. This, once I like doing a line from beginning to end, is like piece of cake. It's just really easy. I don't have to strike the arc just at the beginning, and it's easy. It barely like happens that it sticks. So when I thought it was me, it wasn't me. So anyway, that's so good. I can weld now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with that weld, the old one. I'm going to tear it down and see if you know, what's in there and if there's copper. And then that'll be more quiet. And then this I'll put away. Tomorrow I'm going to start cutting my pieces to build it. And then with the little piece left after the cutting, I'll be able to practice with the same thickness and all. And when I go to town next, I might get some more metal. We'll see.
Diamond prices skyrocket.
That wasn't easy to bring it up here on the counter.
70%. Yes, 70%.
Oh my God.
That's the kind of price that Trump.
So I'm gonna remove it.
Savings rule at
Take it slow.
Vancouver's most
There's a lot of
custom
screws to
engagement
remove.
ring and bridal jeweler.
So I watched the Liberal Party debate, the English one. It's like I feel like I'm in like a bizarro world, you know, like where the stupidest people are the ones that fight for power, and they just lie. I don't know that I'm gonna live long enough to see where all this goes. And if I have a choice, I don't want to reincarnate in a world that's like 1984. Holy shit, I would have a hard time. So that's what's inside the welder. It's aluminum. It's not copper, unfortunately. So it's not. Well, maybe this is copper. But that looks like aluminum. But the plates, they look like. But no, because heavy. If it's aluminum, there's a lot of aluminum. Anyway, I have another one to do. This is like the first one I did. I got some metal from that. It's not bad. Really thin, so I can play with that. This is the second one. It's aluminum too. Yeah, unfortunately no copper. But this is like really heavy duty stuff. I don't think I need to, take it apart further.